Hey there, it's Dice Station Zebra. I'm Jocelyn,
And I'm Rob.
and we are back with something we haven't done in a while, which is a
Yeah,
release event wrap up video.
that's right.
We went to a HeroClix Masters of Time release event today at our local store, the 3D Shop,
hmm
and we're going to tell you a little bit about how the event went.
We
So,
are.
Rob, do you want to start by telling me about what you pulled and what you did with your team?
Yeah, well, I think the highest rarity that I pulled was a rare.
Okay.
So that was, a little bit disheartening, but that's okay. I made a okay team, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so the things I did not use on my team um, are Superboy, Velociraptor, GI Robot, Animal Man. Now, Animal Man is a pretty good attacker.
He is.
Um, but for whatever reason I decided not to. GI Robot does have three stops,
He does.
three stop clicks, but I decided against him as well. He has a lot of points, especially if you
Mm-hmm.
play him a top dial. I think
Yeah.
he's 115.
Yeah.
But what I did play my on my team is I centered it around the two Batmans I pulled.
Okay.
Now, as you know, Jocelyn, and as some of our viewers might know, all the Batmans in this set have a trait. It's called the Return of Bruce Wayne.
That's right.
And basically, you at the beginning of your turn, you have the option of swapping in a Batman.
Yep.
So you start with a 60-point Batman. Let's say it's you're starting with this Batman, and this was my let's say this was my team, my starting team right here, which was um,
Blackhawk Pilot.
Lady. No, that's the
Oh,
Lady Blackhawk.
okay.
Yeah, that's not the generic. That's the Lady Blackhawk. That's Superman. This was Cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Time Trapper I played at 50
Yep.
because 100's a lot, and the 60-point Batman. So at the beginning of your turn, you can either heal Batman or you can bring in the next the other Batman.
Yep. And when you
And
bring the Batman in, they have a special power if they didn't start the turn on the map.
yeah, there's like a little incentive for you to swap a Batman in. Gives you a little something different. Now this Batman can if he doesn't start the turn on the map, um, this Batman, which we call witchcraft Batman, because
Yep.
he's like,
He
you
has a
know,
he has a power called witchcraft.
yeah, he's from, I don't know what time era he's from. Probably from
1602.
like, yeah, 1602. There you go. Jocelyn has all the answers.
I don't know if he's from 1602, but it's a Marvel thing. 1602 is a Marvel thing, right?
It's no, this is a DC set.
Oh, right.
How dare you confuse the two? So,
Whatever. 1776.
the point is that this guy, if he doesn't start the turn on the map and you bring him in, you can generate for free two smoke markers. Those smoke markers, well, you can do that anyway. He has free generate two smoke markers.
Yes.
But if he hasn't started the turn on the map, you can deal one penetrating damage to any opposing character occupying a smoke marker.
That's right.
So that's very handy. Um, and then, you could just swap your Batmans in and out
Yeah.
throughout the game.
And then this one, if he doesn't start the turn on the map, he gives adjacent friendly characters +1 attack,
That is correct.
and he has Empower.
Yep. So that's what I did. That was the decision I made. I went with that team. Um, Lady Blackhawk, she's got flight and running shot, and she also has super senses, which is pretty handy. Cinnamon has the quick draw ability.
Right.
She also has enhancement on her top click.
So that's
I
handy.
believe it was. Let me just verify with her card. Yeah, enhancement when you start her at her obviously on her starting line. So she was good to carry around with Blackhawk.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, enhance your running shot, and then on the following turn you could do a charge
Right.
with Cinnamon.
Cool.
Cinnamons quick draw ability works for attacks, not just range attacks. And of course, Superman has prob. He's not bad, if you're in a sealed game, not bad. Um, Time Trapper, like I said, played him at 50 points. He's got the most important thing is probability control, and he has improved targeting through characters.
That's right.
He also has penetrating psychic blast generally, and he's cosmic, so you can get those willpower rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the team I went with.
No leadership.
No leadership on. No, it's very difficult
No.
to get leadership in this set.
Yep.
How about your team?
So this is the stuff I didn't pull over here.
Mhm.
So I also had a Time Trapper. I also had a GI Robot. I had a Sergeant Rock. Sergeant Rock has leadership.
He does.
I had a Ginny Hex,
Mhm.
a League Assassin, and a Cinnamon.
Mhm.
I didn't play with any of that. I
Mhm.
did consider doing this GI Robot Sergeant Rock thing, but it just wasn't working out for me.
Right.
So what I decided to do instead was I played my super rare,
Of
which is
course.
Poseidon on the deity
Good
base.
choice. I would have done the
The
same.
deity base, if you haven't seen this yet, it pops off
Yeah.
and you can put it on other figures. So that's really cool. This is the first one that's had this, but apparently it's coming in the Black Panther set as well.
Nice.
I played Dr. Fate, and I played Morgaine Le Fay, and I played the Trick Arrows.
Okay.
So this team was 285 points.
Hmm.
Points wise, things were really I was really struggling with it. Morgaine Le Fay is like 115. He's 100, and he's 50, and then the Trick Arrows were 10.
Yeah. Nice.
So that was what I ended up doing. Morgaine Le Fay has sidestep mind control on her top clicks, and she was the one that was equipped with the trick arrows. Dr. Fate has prob, and Poseidon's really cool because he's giant,
Hmm.
so he gets great willpower on a 3 through 6.
Hmm.
He also has leadership, and for any time he rolls a d6, he generates water terrain equal to the roll.
Oh,
So he
nice.
floods the map with water.
That's funny you mentioned that because at one point I looked over at the table beside me, which you were playing at,
Yeah.
and all I could see was water all over, water terrain markers all over the map.
Yeah. So in my first game against our friend Mike,
Hmm.
I rolled 6 on willpower and 6 on leadership on my first turn, and I had 12 water terrain markers on the
Oh my
first turn.
goodness. Wow.
He only has sidestep for his move power,
Hmm.
but he's great size. He's got giant reach too, and he has this power. He starts with charge, I think it is,
Hmm.
and once per game, a character can use charge if they are surrounded completely by water terrain.
Hmm.
So if there's water terrain all around you, you can use charge. It gives you improved targeting characters, giant reach 6,
Yes.
and exploit weakness quake for 3.
Hmm.
So you do it once per game. So in my first, he's also safeguard opposing perplex and safeguard opposing probability control.
And he has that. It's a quake, right? With quake with 6 basically.
Traded quake on his dial
Yeah.
or on his
Giant reach
card,
6.
but the giant reach 6 quake with the exploit is only once per game.
Only once per game.
Yeah,
That is correct.
yeah. It's also a
It is
sideline
deadly.
active,
Hmm.
so you can put him on your sideline.
I had to face this Poseidon at in Team Sealed when we were at Canadian Nationals, and it came at me
Yeah.
with that once per turn,
Mm-hmm.
once per game quake.
Yeah.
Um, the player I was faced off against rolled really horribly,
Yeah.
which was good for me,
Yeah.
but I felt bad for him.
Yeah. So he also has the quake grants knockback, right, or something.
Hmm.
So anyway, but yeah. So that was what was happening there with him.
Hmm.
And then Dr. Fate has shape change and super senses, so he's really annoying.
Yes.
Traded, and then you can also generate Dr. Fates, but I didn't have any more Dr. Fates
Yeah.
to generate, so
Right.
because this is everything I pulled.
Hmm.
So I played 3 games, as we both did.
Yep.
My first game I lost. I played very defensively, and it worked against me. And also when I did the Giant Reach Quake, I rolled a crit hit,
Hmm.
which should be awesome. But my opponent was playing Clock King,
Oh yes.
and Clock King once per game can turn a crit hit into a crit miss
Hmm.
on the board. So I chose to prob it
You probbed your own crit hit.
because
Yeah.
the alternative was to make it a crit miss,
Brutal.
and then I probbed it into a 4.
Wow.
So I didn't hit anybody.
Mm.
But it was a cool thing. It worked in my second game against Matthew. In my second game against Matthew, I quaked everything and knocked everyone back, and I took out almost his entire team.
Hmm.
And then I just finished it off with some mind control with Morgan Le Fay
Hmm.
and a final hit from Dr. Fate. And then in my third game, I had to face a one-man army.
Yes.
And I think you wanted to talk about the one-man army.
I also had to face a one-man army in my game 1,
Yep.
which was, of course, Darkside.
Yes.
I didn't do too well, so I got wiped really quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's what happens.
Yep.
Game 2 was against a relatively new player who, Jamie, who's getting better and better every day. He's a very good player now. And we had quite a fight. I have to say, it was it was the most entertaining game of the day. We had a lot of fun, and we were just going back and forth, slugfest with our figures. And I eventually took that one.
Yep.
By some points. And game 3 was against David C. and people who play online HeroClix probably know David C. He's a very good player. Um, he was also the host and judge of the event.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, we had a good game as well. It was a real thinker of a game.
Yeah.
Probably a little more evenly matched. He had the same Batman figures that I had, so we were swapping them in and out.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was good
Yeah.
to work through all that with the interactions and
Yeah.
mechanics of how these work. And yeah, it was just a fun, entertaining game. I did lose that one though by some points,
Yeah.
just by a few points,
So you
and
played
it was a good day.
Dennis with Darkseid,
I did play Dennis.
and
Shout out to Dennis.
I
Yeah.
played Emily with
Mhm.
Darkseid. There were two Darkseids
Yep.
in the sealed.
Emily, Queen of the North.
Emily, Queen of the North, the smiley face killer,
That's
and
right.
current Canadian national champion, as
Mhm.
well as my teammate for Team Sealed and for Worlds. And so she was playing Darkseid. My team was not equipped for that. However, I do want to shout out our friend Ryan.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
Ryan plays with
Ryan
us regularly.
had a great
Ryan
day.
had a great day. He pulled super rare caveman Wally West
Yes.
and reverse Flash Prime.
A great combo.
Great combo. He built a really great team, and he actually he had to face both dark sides, and he won both
Yes.
of those games. He was
Took
able to
them both
KO
down.
the 300-point dark side.
It was what an achievement.
Yeah,
It
and
was
if you
so
haven't
good.
played the dark side yet, like when you KO it the first time, the player rolls a die, and it comes back on the click number
The click
matching the
number that
die.
you rolled. Yeah.
So 1 through 6, depending on what you roll. So he
Mhm.
had to KO that dark side twice.
Yes.
But he had
Once from click 5, and I think once from click 3.
yeah,
Yeah, on the respawn.
yeah. So
Mhm.
it was really good. He did a really great job. It was a good pull, and it was a well equipped team.
Yeah,
And then I think he lost his last game by
he
like
did.
20 points. It was super close.
Yeah, it was a close one.
It was a close
It was
one.
against Mike, of course.
Yeah,
Right?
against Mike. Mike
Yeah,
went.
Mike
Yeah,
had the Clock King, so it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah. It was a really good day. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
We had 10 players
Mhm.
for the sealed, which was great. And yeah, it was great. And so we, they went through. There was a lot of stuff to give out because we had the release day kit. And what we're sitting on right now is the map. So I got the map as my choice when it got down to me. And
Right.
Rob, I think you got the figure,
I got the figure.
which you're
Yeah.
opening right now. So this is one of the Batmen.
Yeah. So this is the sculpt they used in the. This is from the main set,
The
right?
Man Bat.
The Man Bat.
It's called Batman, but
Batman.
we call it Man
But
Bat.
it's like a K-Man Batman.
Yep.
And yeah, that is the card.
And does it have the Return of Bruce Wayne trait on it as well?
Let's check. It is number 99 in the set, so it's the promo Batman. It does not have that. I'll just read the card. It has the Batman family team ability and hyper time, and it has a couple traits, two traits. The first one is lines of fire drawn to friendly characters within range are hindered. So if you're within 4 squares of Batman, because he does have a range of 4,
Yep.
if your friendly characters are within range 4, all lines of fire are hindered.
Yeah, range and not line of fire.
Within range,
Like friendly characters within his range.
within
so
his range.
they don't
Yep.
have to be within his line of fire.
That's correct.
Yep.
And the second trait is carrying Omega energy to the 21st century. When an opposing character targets Batman with probability control after resolutions, deal that character 1 unavoidable damage.
Nice.
So, there's his card here.
65 points. So he doesn't work with the.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't have the Bruce Wayne trait. He does not. He's got charge, which I think is a nice give move and attack. It moves into flurry, which is I think better than the main set of the same figure.
Yeah, because he starts with flurry.
Starts with flurry, so you have
Yeah.
to cost and move him up into the battle, and then you're waiting to use your flurry.
Unless you're doing the swapping.
I don't know if the main set one
It does.
does it swap.
Yeah,
Okay.
it swaps.
Nice.
Yep.
And then he's got combat reflexes and perplex. So
Yeah.
he's not a bad piece,
Into
but he's
precision strike, super senses outlet.
he has 65 points though.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a reducer. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of this guy in the.
No, but he's cool.
Yeah, he's nice.
We're collecting all the Batmans.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah,
right.
so that was the event,
That's it.
and we had a great time. Thanks to the store for putting it on.
Mhm.
Thanks to David C for running it. Thanks to
Mhm.
everyone who came out. We had quite a few people travel to join the
Yeah.
event to get us to the 10. And we look forward to the next set, but not too soon, please.
That's right. Yeah, give us some time, WizKids, to play with this set
Yeah, the
and
sets
the Deadpool set.
sets are coming out a little bit too close
Mhm.
right now.
But viewers, let us know what you think of these figures, and let us know what you pulled at your release events if you
Mm.
attended one.
And I do want to call out there were two chases pulled at the event.
Oh yeah,
There was a Harley Quinn
there
and
was.
there was a King Jefferson.
Yep,
And of course, there was the Prime Reverse Flash, which we talked about.
yep,
So
it was good.
there might have been another, I can't remember, but two Dark Sides. Like there was quite a lot of good stuff pulled in the event. So
Yep,
yeah, so that was it. And we look forward to hearing about your events, how it went for you, and what you pulled and what your prizing was.
yep. Let us know in the comments below after you hit like and subscribe. And you can reach out to us in all of the usual places. And all these links will be in the video description. You can copy and paste them in your browser.
This is all
And
true.
that's all we have for now.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap on our release event. And we will see you all next time. Bye for now.
Bye.